Sally Field, the beloved Oscar-winning actress, has opened up about a harrowing and traumatic chapter from her past, one that occurred just months before she would catapult to stardom in the 1965 ABC sitcom Gidget. Now 77, Field has shared her deeply personal experience with an illegal abortion, a decision she was forced to make in the early 1960s, before Roe v. Wade made abortion legal in the United States. In an emotional Instagram video posted on Sunday, Field recounted how, at the age of 17, she found herself unexpectedly pregnant, with no support or resources to turn to. Raised in the conservative and restrictive 1950s, she explained that her life offered few choices. Having just graduated from high school, she was not encouraged to attend college, nor did she have any financial stability or direction for her future. When she learned of her pregnancy, it was a terrifying reality for a young woman with no family support and limited options. Thanks to the intervention of her family doctor, a man whose bravery and generosity she has never forgotten, Field was able to seek medical help. The doctor, who was a close friend of the family, took a monumental risk to help her, knowing full well that his career could be destroyed if his involvement were discovered. Field recalled how the doctor, his wife, and her mother drove her from the U.S. to Tijuana, Mexico, in the doctor's brand new Cadillac, so she could undergo the illegal abortion. The trip to Tijuana remains etched in her memory, not just for the overwhelming fear and uncertainty she felt but also for the squalid environment. She described the street where they parked as scrungy and scary. Her doctor gave her an envelope of cash and pointed her toward a building several blocks away, instructing her to hand over the money and return to him afterward. What followed, Field said, was a procedure that would haunt her for the rest of her life. The actress described the abortion as beyond hideous and life-altering. She recalled how she was not given any anesthetic, and though a technician occasionally gave her small puffs of ether, it was never enough to dull the excruciating pain. Instead, the ether only made her arms and legs feel numb and strange, while she remained fully conscious and aware of the procedure. To add to the horror, Field realized during the ordeal that the technician was molesting her while she was in the most vulnerable state imaginable. Her memory of the event is filled with shame, as she tried to muster the strength to push him away, despite her semi-paralyzed condition. After the procedure was finished, Field was hurried out of the building as if her very presence was a danger. She described the urgency with which she was rushed out, noting that it felt like the building was on fire. The illegal nature of the procedure meant that those involved wanted her gone as quickly as possible to avoid detection. Field has never forgotten the risk her family doctor took to help her. She remains grateful for his support, knowing that he would have lost his medical license had anyone discovered what he had done. Despite the trauma she endured, fate intervened in Field's life soon after. In a few short months, she began auditioning for acting roles, despite not having any formal training or even an agent. By the end of that same year, she landed the starring role in Gidget, the sitcom that would introduce her to the world as the quintessential girl next door. Field portrayed a feisty and cheerful teenager living in Los Angeles with her widower father. The show only lasted one season, but it launched her long and successful career in Hollywood. Field reflected on the irony of playing the wholesome, all-American girl next door, while privately carrying the burden of her painful past. She acknowledged that many women of her generation were going through similar experiences, though few were able or willing to talk about it at the time. Field admitted that even now, decades later, she still feels an overwhelming sense of shame about the abortion. However, she decided to share her story publicly to raise awareness about the importance of protecting reproductive rights and to advocate for women's autonomy over their own bodies. Field's decision to open up about her abortion comes at a critical time in American politics, with abortion rights once again being hotly debated. In her video, Field made a passionate plea for voters to pay attention to the upcoming election, endorsing Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris and her running mate Tim Walz. She urged the public to protect reproductive freedom, warning against a regression to a time when women had no safer legal options for terminating a pregnancy. Although she was hesitant to share what she described as a horrific story, Field emphasized that her experience is part of the broader fight for women's rights. Her story first came to light in her 2018 memoir In Pieces, but the actress now feels that sharing it again is more important than ever. She hopes that by speaking out, she can contribute to the ongoing battle to preserve access to safe and legal abortions in the United States. Sally Field's courage in revealing this chapter of her life reflects a larger movement of women speaking out about their own reproductive choices, as they work to protect the rights of future generations.